We just got some more information about the Overwatch 2 content roadmap, and it kinda sucks. We're gonna start off by going over exactly what is coming and why I think that it's both a good and bad thing. But the worst thing I could think of at the moment is someone who is still not subbed to GameLeap.com. We have hundreds of top-level educational guides, all at a super low price with some of the top coaches in the game who have made these guides and designed them specifically to help you soar up the ranks. Quit missing out now and follow the link in the description below, or go to GameLeap.com to get your subscription today. Moving right on into the video, in the Korean Media Conference, they had announced that a new support hero would be released in Season 4. We have gotten a lot of information about Overwatch 2's future from the Korean media lately, and this is no different. In this conference, this image here was shared, in which it says that there will be a new tank in 2023 and a new support in 2023, as well as a new support in Season 4. Now, the good news about this is that the support role, which is otherwise lacking on the hero diversity, it has the least heroes in the role in the game, seems to be getting prioritized with more hero releases, and they're trying to kind of bring them up to match the DPS and the tank roster. But the problem is that there are no new DPSs coming for at least an entire year. Now, don't get me wrong, DPSs have been coddled historically with getting a ton of hero releases, and supports obviously need them very badly, but it doesn't change the fact that you are still alienating a part of the player base. When you have people who main DPS seeing that they're not going to be getting any new heroes for a new year, especially people who are brand new to Overwatch 2, they might be a little bit upset. I think it would be far healthier to have a much more consistent and alternating pattern for releasing heroes. And this is especially problematic because they said they wanted to bring the number of supports and tanks to match the DPS pool, but at this rate, we're not going to get many DPSs over the next few years. And my concern is that they didn't even take the time to give a DPS launch date. I mean, they could have at least said 2024, but they don't even say that, so I'm a little bit concerned. The closest thing we have to any sort of confirmation on that is that Overwatch 2's devs have stated in a website interview before the game's release they will not release new DPS heroes until 2024, according to a tweet by Overwatch Nairi. Walter Kong, who is the general manager for Overwatch, has stated that the current plan for the Overwatch 2 hero release cycle is to release a new hero at least every 2 seasons, which comes out to about 4 months. Now, this is definitely good news when you look at it, because when Overwatch 1 was at its worst, we didn't get a new hero for 3 years, and by the time that 3 years had ended, it was in Overwatch 2. So this is definitely good news. I wish they still would incorporate a DPS into the lineup rotation. Even if there are less supports and tanks, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing and that you have to bring them all up to parity, because again, since Overwatch 2 is new, we have a massive player base that we need to spend as little time isolating as possible. In any case, I am very much looking forward to the new heroes, and you can guarantee that I will be updating you on them when they arrive here on this channel, so be sure to like and subscribe for more future news and educational content. And speaking of new heroes, it seems that we'll finally be getting the new hero known as Mei, November 17th. I'm sure most of you have not forgotten about the patch that was supposed to be coming out November 15th that was going to bring changes to the likes of Zarya, Kiriko, Sombra, Genji, and Diva, as well as solve some issues that were forcing them to take Mei out of the game entirely since she had some kind of bug going, and they were also going to just improve her quality of life in general. From what I understand, she had a lot of bugs on the release of Overwatch 2, and they were all supposed to be fixed on the 15th. But in any case, it was delayed due to critical issues, and now moving forward, they have actually said that they have set the date to be Thursday, November 17th. They are planning to release this mid-season patch then, and they also went on to say thank you for your patience as they have addressed this issue. Sadly, the community is not reacting well. I think that it's a bit of a W that we're getting an update 2 days after the delay, which is still a pretty quick turnaround time personally in my opinion, but you know, not everybody sees it that way. Of course, there is one good reply that I saw that said nice, at least it isn't delayed for another week or a month, and then of course somebody had to reply not yet under it. Another user replied, I'll see you all again in 2 days when it gets delayed again, with the Call of Duty Ghost meme. And since these two are both top comments, I think that kind of shows where the heart of at least the people that saw this post are. But I don't think that this update is going to get delayed again, and if nothing else, it is going to breathe a fresh air of life into the game. And if you haven't already seen it, I did make a video recently talking about the patch notes that are coming. I don't think they're going to change anything between now and then. I think think it's just being delayed for bug fixes, but I think that these are going to be good changes. So definitely be sure to check that video out to hear more of my thoughts about what's going to change within the meta and what each hero is going to be like after these nerfs. But moving on into other news, I saw a pretty interesting bug on the map Esperanca. Esperanca is that very bright and colorful and very long push map, and it turns out that there is a rock on the map that has no collision on it, which you can actually use a sit emote in, and you will go completely invisible. Now this would not be a problem normally because while you're sitting you can't do anything, but this rock happens to be very close to the push bot. So this pretty much means that if you select a character that is easily hidden inside of the rock with their sit emote, you can now just infinitely contest the payload while the enemies look around absolutely confused at what's going on. Now I have to say that this is going to be an interesting bug to keep track of, not because it's super game breaking or super problematic in my opinion, but because it is actually something that should be pretty straightforward and quick to fix. All you have to do is add clipping on that one part of the map, and it's just a tiny rock. It's not a complicated area where you're gonna have to like make new pathing or anything. It's really straightforward. So I think that tracking this bug is going to be a pretty important thing to do because it's going to show us what kind of turnaround Blizzard has for something so simple. If they do something crazy like take Esperanca off the map pool, which honestly I would not mind if I'm just keeping it real with you, but if they did, I think it would be absolutely overkill and would kind of be a testament to just how difficult patches are going to be for the community in the future, even for stuff that's vital but not that difficult like this. That being said, I don't think that they are going to end up taking Esperanca off of the map pool for something this small. I mean, I have been surprised by Blizzard in the past, but I think that honestly it's just going to get fixed very quickly. But if they don't fix it before season 2, I think it would be a pretty clear sign that they're taking forever to fix even the most basic things that could be, you know, done in probably 10 minutes. And that mixed with the delays to the November 15th mid-season balance patch that have happened twice would kind of give me a lot of flashbacks to Overwatch 1 where we weren't getting a lot of updates. We needed things to be put into the game that just were not being done by the developers, and there was never any communication about it either. So all I can do is hope that we have actually turned a new leaf with development and we're not just going to see more of Overwatch 1 Blizzard. Now this does pose an interesting discussion for us to have as well, because there are a group of players that have been suggesting that emotes get removed from competitive game modes. And there's really two main reasons that people are trying to push for these changes. One is that this isn't the first time that you've been able to hide in a prop or in a bush while emoting and be able to contest the payload. There was actually a bug like this on Eichenwald in Overwatch 1 a long time ago, but also because people use emotes that can be canceled immediately and have no duration on them to look around corners and be able to not really wall hack, but like kind of third person their way into spotting enemies as they're coming from spawn or as they're entering important areas so they can set up for flanks and pushes. In any case, I'm curious to hear what you think about this discussion. What changes do you want to make to emotes to make them better, or do you not want to change them at all and think that they should just be left as is in a competitive format? Just put it down in the comments below. I will read and reply personally to whichever ones I think are the most interesting. In any case, that is the end of this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and go and check out our website at GameLeap.com. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care and peace.